Day 57, Child's Play. Today's training protocol is going to involve playing with 3 different supersets. Superset 1 and 3 will follow a rep scheme of 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. And the second superset will follow a rep scheme of 5, 10, 15, 10, 5. Happy playtime! Movement 1A, a narrow stance squat. You can use the sofa or a coffee table behind you to get a little bit more aim from the hips, and you're going to descend into your squat pattern and back up. If you're used to squatting a little bit wider, you might find that you don't have as much depth, so that's where the external cue of the sofa may come in handy. Set number 1 would be 10 reps, and then following that rep scheme, 20, 30, 20, 10. Movement 1B, sliding knee tucks. You're gonna have your feet placed on a slippery surface, and you're gonna imagine pulling the knees towards the chest because you're initiating that movement through the midsection of the body. No need to do these quickly here, slow and controlled. You can also play around with these and have one limb work at a time. And again, we're following that rep scheme. Moving on to cluster 2, we're gonna follow the rep scheme of 5, 10, 15, 10, 5 for both movements. Movement 2A is an X push-up. So you're gonna get into your push-up position, descend into your push-up, and then tap, tap, creating an X with the arms. That's 1 rep. Tap, tap. You can also complete this from the knee position or elevated against the sofa or the wall. Movement 2B is a sprawl. You're gonna curl the body in as tightly as you can, and then you're going to extend it as wide as you can, pushing the lower back into the floor for the entire duration of the movement. Moving on to our final superset, cluster 3, we're gonna follow the rep scheme of 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. Movement 3A is a long lever glute bridge. Push your lower back into the floor, and we're gonna extend our legs a little bit longer than we generally would. We're gonna have our heels dug into the floor and our toes pointed up to the ceiling. We're gonna push our arms into the ground to create lots of tension through the upper body as well. We're then gonna peel the hips off the floor, leading through the bottom of the glutes to initiate the movement as high into that hip extension as we can, lowering back down to the floor, and again, once again, up to the top. Movement 3B is a tall kneeling halo. So from the kneeling position, we're imagining that we've gone to the top of our deadlift, so our hips are in full extension, our butt is nice and tight, and we're gonna dig our toes into the floor for some extra stability. You're gonna take the load that you're using, whether it be something a little bit heavy or a household item, and you're gonna start with it behind the head on the back of the shoulders. You're then gonna create a really large circle with the arms and the shoulders to bring the object around the head like you're making a huge halo. You're gonna spend half of the reps going in one direction and then the other half of the reps going in the opposite direction. Important concept here is that we're not moving our body to achieve the position. We're tight with everything, and we're using the shoulders in a great deal of range of motion to accomplish what we're trying to do here. You can also use something like a foam roller for this as well. The narrower the object is, the tougher it's gonna be on your shoulder mobility. The wider the object is, the easier it's gonna be on your shoulder mobility. We'll spend 12 minutes on each superset, making our way through that rep scheme. If you do complete the rep scheme, you start back over at the beginning, accumulating as much as you can in that 12 minutes. If you liked today's workout, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel.